Elvis is Baz Luhrmann's most recent film. It isn't entirely a biopic about Elvis Presley. It's mostly about his relationship with Colonel Tom Parker, who was his booker, manager, and this is one of, if not Baz Luhrmann's worst films. But I still enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, it's about the king of rock and roll, right? Like, how awesome is that? The reason, I'm personally guessing that the reason they didn't bother making this a full-fledged thing solely about Elvis is because they already did one from the 70s with John Carpenter directing and Kurt Russell playing the king. And they also did one in the mid-2000s with Jonathan Rhys Meyers playing the king. So, yeah, I guess they figured, why not change things up a little bit? Yeah, when I first heard that they were doing an Elvis movie, like a newer Elvis movie, a big budgeted theatrical one, and I found out that Baz Luhrmann was directing it, I was like, I'm so sold. It's going to be like the best movie of the year. Is it the best movie of the year? No. Anyone that's not familiar with Baz Luhrmann, he's an Australian director who's dabbled in really all the arts, and he's best known for his two best known films are Romeo and Juliet from 1996 with Leonardo DiCaprio and Moulin Rouge. And yeah, I've the only Baz Luhrmann thing I haven't seen is this thing Australia from 2008, but whatever, I'm getting around to that sometime. And his movies are heavily flamboyant, heavy panache, and they're extremely energetic, extremely elegant, extremely classy. And his movies are just wow, with so much vibrancy and so much colors. That's why, like, the visual that you're seeing right now, the lights coming on me, that's why it's all these colors, just to reflect Baz Luhrmann's own style. Closest thing I could do with the amount of equipment that I have. I like Baz Luhrmann. His physical sets crazy. So yeah, this movie Elvis. Okay, here's what I liked about it. I love Elvis's music, and Austin Butler is he's terrific as Elvis. He does his own singing in this, and yeah, he's just amazing as Elvis. And I also liked the second half of the film because that's really when we get to know more about Elvis and more about the personal life that happens. And it's also when the movie starts getting more clear and coherent. Here's what I did not like about the film, okay? Tom Hanks is one of the best actors ever. I thought he was a miscast in this. I also didn't think that... Baz Luhrmann, although a great director, he overdoes himself in this. And I mean that in a bit of a negative way. It feels like you're watching... the movie's 2 hours and 40 minutes, okay? It feels like you're watching a gigantic trailer for it. There's too much special effects. It's way too fast. There's too many voiceovers. And it isn't until the second half where we get used to everything. And it isn't until then where things start to get a little bit more smooth in parts. Yeah, it's just crazy how loud and just crazy it is. Because see, when I watch a movie, I want to be sucked into it. I want to feel like I'm actually part of that world. And with Elvis, I hardly ever felt that. Yes, Baz Luhrmann's films are heavily energetic and just crazy, and they just tend to be over the top. But watching Moulin Rouge, I really felt like I was there. It felt like I didn't feel like I was sitting watching the film. It felt like I was actually inside of it. It felt like I was actually there, and I didn't want to get out. And that was a good shot on. That was good on Moulin Rouge's behalf. Elvis, yeah, hardly felt a thing. I mean, I hardly ever felt like I was actually inside of it. Yeah, when the movie does get more into the personal life, like his relationship with Priscilla and Elvis's death in 1977, it was just that I thought that if Baz Luhrmann took more of an approach to what he did with like The Great Gatsby from 2013 or Moulin Rouge or Romeo and Juliet, it would have been a much better film that way. So yeah, I liked the movie, but I didn't love it, except for Austin Butler's performance, which I loved. So I'm gonna give Elvis from 2022 3 stars out of 4.